kind of to set the base of like, these are the foundational guys. We're going into the year. I know we put out a top 100 list of the collegiate guys. Kind of a familiar profile there at the top from Jace Lavalette there at Texas A&M at number 1. Big power bat. You think back to last year with Kaggs, Kurtz, but different. Tell us about Jace Lavalette and why he's setting the tone heading into the season.
Well, I think you can attest to this. It was a big surprise that Jace went to college. He was definitely on everyone's radar as a prep, but I mean, he's just the freak in the sense he's 6'4", like 220, just a man-child playing center field, and he can play center field. He's just not a big guy trying to play center. He can play center field. So he's unique, very unique in that regard. He has power, he has speed, he can throw. I think the final thing he has to answer is just cut down the swing and miss. If he becomes that guy, then he's similar to Kaggs, where he has just huge power, but now he can play in the middle of the diamond. So his value is just so much greater. But just kind of an athletic freak with a huge body.
It does sound familiar to Kaggs. We're talking about cutting down the swing and miss rate. We're already the number one guy everybody's going to start nitpicking at over the next 10 months or so. But it does feel like SEC bat has performed. The power's there. Hey, profile is top 10. Put him in the lane. Let's see what happens. DJ, is that something coming out of the summer in building those lists from a director's side? You're seeing these guys, especially the directors now, like it's late into the summer. You're trying to sign guys all the way up to August 1, August 2, whatever the date is. And then you're flipping over. Okay, who do we got coming next? Oh, yeah, I saw this guy on TV. He did well in Omaha. What's going on from that sense?
Well, this is a good example. Laviolette's a really, really good example. I remember seeing him at area code games, and I asked him questions of our scouts about this player. This is back when he was in high school. Very, very interesting player. Seif, you just mentioned maybe he shouldn't have even ended up on a college campus. A conversation for another day, I think, when we get into these high school players and what you're trying to do in the summer. But in the case of Laviolette, you didn't see him play in the summer. There wasn't really a track record. If memory serves me right, there was an injury. So when he did tee it up and he did play, you had a player that was coming off of an injury, so you just didn't know much, and he didn't do much. There's a strong commitment to A&M, and all of a sudden he surfaces there. And interestingly enough, I remember I rolled in there. It wasn't New Mexico State. I can't remember the team I was seeing, but I walked in, I see Laviolette, and I go, oh, man, he's a guy. Right away as a freshman, it was obvious he was going to be the guy. So to your question, Shooter, the high school stuff is really, really, really important. There's an urgency to it, whereas this college stuff, Seif just pointed out some of the swing and miss from Laviolette. We're going to have the luxury of seeing in the spring what he turns himself into. Is he the first overall pick, or is it Nick Kurtz? Is it something who, by the way, Nick Kurtz has gotten off to a wonderful start. He's already in double A. But, that's probably, it's not a, do you like him? It's, is he 1 or is he 6? Is he 1 or is he 8? But the spring will define that.
Awesome.